there, and welcome to your Cancer full moon reading for January 2025. I hope everybody is doing well with the beginning of this year. It's hard to believe we're already almost halfway through January, and I hope you're doing well. So you might be feeling a little out of sorts. You might be feeling a little emotional. You might be feeling a little stressed or angry or frustrated or all of that. Well, that's to be expected because Cancer is as a water sign. It's very emotional. So that brings up their emotions. And then the other thing that we are facing is Mars went retrograde. And with Mars, it's bringing that fiery energy and kind of calling us back to our truth of what it is that we want. And are we going to stand in, firm and like, I'm right about this and, hold a grudge and all of that kind of stuff? Or are we going to actually start to let this stuff go? And I know for me, when I did my yearly reading, one of the things that I needed to start doing was like looking at things from the past and what's been holding me back, and all of these things that I've created in my head that may or may not even be true. So those are things that you're being asked to look at, and take a look at that stuff and really let it go. As the old saying goes, once and for all. I know things are always like an onion and we're always peeling layers of different things back. And occasionally we get to the middle and we actually really can truly let that go. And that's where we're at with this full moon, is really looking at what it is that we're wanting. Because when we hold on to those stories from the past, it just keeps us stuck and spinning our wheels right where we're at. You remember those cartoons when cartoon characters are just running, and they're not getting anywhere? Well, that's kind of how this holding on to a grudge and telling the same story over and over is. It's keeping you from moving forward. So, if you've read the email, then you know that, we talked a little bit about that, but we also want to just start to move forward, get that traction. So where is that going to come from? And, I've pulled the cards already, so we're going to dive into the reading right now. So the first card that has come up is pleasure. And what we're being asked to do is to really think about what brings us pleasure, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. And that's one of the things you want to focus on for 2025. It's a 9-year. We're going to be moving into the year of the snake if you follow feng shui. And it's bringing us into that energy of pleasure of how do we want to live our life? Where do we want to spend our time? Who do we want to spend our time with? Not everybody gets to go on the bus with us, right? So you're really being asked to step into that energy. Look where, it's going, what is holding you back, and where are you going to need to do to move forward? It's, they're showing me just like you're feeling like a hamster on a wheel, kind of like I just said when you're like a cartoon and you're spinning your wheels. And that's kind of how this feels, like you've just been spinning your wheels and kind of getting nowhere. And what's really standing out is all of the energy that's coming out of her heart center. Step into your heart quietly and listen to what it is your heart wants to do and where it wants to take you. Because one of the things that we do know is our heart doesn't lie. Our gut doesn't lie. Our brain gets all kinds of crazy and starts chattering away, and that can stop us right in our tracks, help us self-sabotage like no other. And that's not where it's going to help us getting forward. So finding that pleasure from the heart space and where it is that you want to go. The next card is wisdom. And the wisdom is going to come from within, and you're going to see when you start to look at the things that were holding you back, the stories you've been telling, you're going to see the wisdom in why it is time to let that story go, because it isn't any longer serving you. It really is preventing you from moving forward to have the life you dream of, because a lot of times the stories we tell just on the other side of those is actually what we want. So you've got to start to let yourself dream and step into that wisdom and tap into the universe. Look at the moon. We've got that full moon on Monday, right? That's what this is about. And looking at her and asking her wisdom and listening to your heart, because when you start to listen to that heart center, you can't go wrong. And as you do, you're going to find the balance. You're going to find your balance in everything that you're doing. Again, she's holding the heart, the full moon right there between her heart and her solar plexus. So it's about standing in your power and trusting your heart, moving forward, finding that pleasure in life so that you can really have the life you dream of. I know a lot of us, myself included, we talk about all of the things that we want, and then we don't take the steps to get there. So once you feel what you need to release and really let it go, and just use a piece of paper that you're going to throw away, burn it, throw it in the garbage. You know, nobody needs to see it except for you, and let it go once and for all. If you need to have a conversation with somebody, have the conversation. If not, just write it out like as if you were going to have the conversation, because I realize sometimes having an in-person conversation or a phone call isn't necessary or productive, but if you can write it out, you can get rid of it. Then the next thing you're going to do is, okay, how do I get from here, where I'm at now, let it all go, to where I want to go? So you start taking those, writing down those steps, and just taking an act of writing down those steps is going to bring you to where you want to go. If you're wanting a new car, for example, what do you need to do to get a new car? Do you need to save for a down payment, or do you have the down payment? You know, start to look at that. Start to put the pieces in place so you can start to achieve your goals. So I hope that resonates with you, and I thank you for, following along. Please like and share, subscribe to the channel. It does great things for the algorithm. And then as you're moving forward, keep in mind to, remember to reach out, to comment below, and let me know how this resonated for you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And also too, if you're interested in having your own full year reading to get the energy of each month, the quarter, and your crystals to go along with that, send me a message, reply to your email. I would love to be able to help you out, and I will see you soon. Take care.